Hi everyone, welcome back to Sisters of Craft. Thank you for clicking this video. Today we are going to learn all about layering. As you can see here, I've made a mask and I have layered 3 of the TikTok symbols. So if you want to learn how to easily layer, stay tuned. For this particular project, I'm doing masks, so I'm going to need a weeding tool, some scissors, a ruler for measuring, the colored vinyl that I need, and a mini heat press. Okay, so the first thing I did was I got the symbol, the logo for TikTok. Now, as you can see, this has 3 different colors in it, and it's all just layered separately. So what I did with this, because this was a print and cut, I just came up here and I'm going to make it a basic cut, and that will make it one solid color. Once I measure my mask and I have an idea of the size that I want, I just unlock the image and I can size it to whatever it is that I want. So just for video's sake, we'll say we want it this size. And now I can lock it back in so the size won't change. And now what I'm going to do is right click and I'm going to duplicate this 3 times because I want it to be able to change to 3 different colors, which is what I did. I made the blue, the pink, and the white. So to do that, all you would need to do is highlight, come up here to where the color block is, and then just make it whatever color you want. And there you go. So what I was trying to do as well is to just kind of sample how it would look by just placing them on top of each other to start getting an idea of how I wanted the final image to be. Once I have my images and I know that this is the size I wanted, the colors that I wanted, I'm going to go up here to make it. And then that'll bring me to the board and it'll tell you exactly how to print, what size it'll be, and then all the colors on this side here. So you want to make sure, because you're working with heat, that you come here and mirror your image. And then we're going to print. Once all your images are printed, we're just going to start the weeding process. Okay, so I have my 3 images that I want to layer, all cut out and weeded. So the first thing I'm going to do with my mask is just stretch it a little bit. And I'm using my heat press, my mini heat press, and I have it set to the highest heat level. And I'm just going to give it a quick little iron just to help with straightening it out just a little bit. A helpful thing that I've done when I'm doing masks, or even just working on a small surface like this, is to have a harder background for it, because masks, they're so soft. So I just took a piece of cardboard that I measured around the mask a little, and I just used that as extra. So we're going to take our bottom layer, which is the blue layer, first, and I'm going to put it where I believe I want it to go. So I'm starting up here in the corner and I'm just placing it down like that. It's a glare, hope you can see. So I'm just going to place this down, and I'm going to take my heat press and press it down. I usually try to give it 15-20 seconds. When you're layering the bottom layer, you don't really have to apply so much pressure just because you're going to be putting more on top, but you do want to make sure that your vinyl will stick. So you want to make sure that it's on there, and be cautious to know what type of vinyl you're working with. Some vinyl requires a cool peel, some requires a warm peel. So make sure you read your instructions just so you know. And you see, see what can happen if you don't pull it off properly. It can mess up. Luckily we can flatten it back out while it's nice and warm. So that's another thing to be careful of, just making sure you're peeling your vinyl off properly. So give that a second to cool off. I'll take this time to say, if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to Sisters of Craft. This is a learning channel. We are all learning here together. So there will be mistakes, but that's the best way to learn, is by learning from your mistakes. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pink color, and because I don't want to completely cover the blue, I'm going to line it up. Hold on. I'm trying to do this where you guys can really see it. Give me 1 second here. Let's try this. Alright, so I'm going to line it up just a little bit under the blue. Like, so it's there like that where you can see it, but it's still kind of lined up here. Like, I want these lines to be lined up perfectly, but I want the blue to show out of it, and I want some of the blue to show down here as well. See how that's there and that's there, but I do want these lines to be the same. So there's still some blue peeking out of the under the pink. So you want to make sure that you can see all the colors. Now, when it comes to layering, you want to make sure that if for some reason the blue was outside of my plastic, that you would put down paper in between, because you do not want to melt your other piece of vinyl. So even though this is completely covered, I'm going to put the paper over it as to not give anybody the wrong idea. You just want to make sure that you're pressing down and that your heat press is not touching the vinyl that could be showing from where you're layering. And give this another couple seconds. And then you want to do the same thing, sort of let it cool for a second and find the proper way to peel it off. And then we're going to take our final piece and do the same thing. We're going to line it up to where it's even on one side, but still giving in where you can see the blue and the pink. But this line is perfectly lined up together. As I say that, I moved it. Okay. And we're going to put our paper on. Now, since this is my top level, I am going to try to leave the iron on just for a few seconds more, just to give a good impression on the two bottom layers so everything sticks together properly. And while I do that, I'm going to shamelessly plug my everyday vlog channel. Check out Edna's World on YouTube. Ignore the loud children in the background. But yes, check us out, Edna's World. We are life and travel vlogs, and we have a lot of fun over there. And as you can see, we have, or as you can hear, a lively bunch of children who like to make a lot of noise. But that's real life, right? So we're just going to ignore them and keep going. So there we have our top layer. And we want to make sure that's coming off nicely. That is a little glitter layer, so sometimes you get glitter, but there you have it. That is how you layer vinyl. I want to also add that if you're doing something like this and you're layering and then you're going to put something else next to it, make sure that when you do, even though your vinyl is down, you want to make sure that you cover up your vinyl that's already placed. So I'm going to put this here, and even though I could just iron on top of there, you want to make sure that you place paper down just in case your iron accidentally gets too close to this part that you already placed and you don't want to melt it. So always, now that you have vinyl down, place your paper for protection. I also like to go over the image a couple of times just to make sure it's down, but the paper will protect it, so that's perfectly fine. See how I got stuck? You have to be careful because it will stick. How to layer with vinyl. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you in any way possible. Be on the lookout for more videos from Sisters of Craft. Bye.